So I have absolutely no idea what is going on in the country right now. There has been an uncovered plot to take down the president. So the Secret Service uncovered that and apparently saved the president's life again, right? So we're going to look at that. That's going to be the last story of the day because it's probably the most dramatic. Because imagine if they are successful, man. You know, they're still out there hunting him. They're hunting him. And you'll see when I say hunting him, you will see exactly what I mean when you see what happened in this plot. But we're going to start with a guy who was driving down the road and saw someone who had a sign for the opposing candidate of the party that they like, right? So the candidate over there versus the candidate they voted for. And they pulled their car over and shot up the person's house after defacing and destroying the sign. You guys will never possibly guess which side was which, like who was taking the shots and whose house was shot at. You know, it seems like there's no pattern for which side is shooting at the others. You know what I mean? Or it's going to be exactly what you expect. Okay. And a very dramatic story that actually has a full video that you will get to see later as well. And then we're going to look at some footage from the No Kings thing of people, you know, getting on the microphone and being like, get your guns, kill them, kill these people, you know, which is always, you know, I don't know, a good sign of a healthy country and definitely not a sign that half the country literally wants to kill the other half. Okay. The other half does not want to kill them back. Like if you're like me, like I don't want anyone to die. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I love everybody who's American, man. Just to keep saying that. Okay. Now, if you take a shot at a guy's house because they have, you know, like you can go, that guy can go. And then certainly if you are trying to assassinate the president, you can definitely go. Now, real quick, I just wanted to start right here and say something, okay? So a couple things before we look at the guy who, you know, like is arrested for shooting at a MAGA guy. So look at this. These are people who are talking about the No Kings thing. They say, quote, if you see violence, sit down. Leave only the provocateur standing. Do not let them win. Hashtag No Kings. Now, if she didn't have this thing here, I would have been like, awesome, dude. Like, I just want to make perfectly clear that people who are like, listen, we just want to go out and protest, you know? Like, I have no issue with that at all. Like, no issue at all. I mean, I might make fun of them, you know what I mean? Like, I might be like, okay, guys, like, wow, you guys really did something like I did in my live stream, which you guys should definitely watch if you didn't. Go to my live streams tab and watch from Saturday. You'll die laughing. But, like, you know, I don't have any issue with this. But then it's like, oh, but accompanying that, new Proud Boys and Trump's incel plan to attack cops at No Kings protest so Trump can send in the military. Everyone must hear this. If you see violence, sit down. Leave only the provocateur standing. Do not let them win. Okay, but like, that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, that's not true. Like, I have no interest in relitigating, you know, Jan 6 or whatever. But if we want to talk about, you know, one group pretending to be the other group and then going and breaking things, like, you're looking in the wrong direction. I mean, listen, dude, let's be honest. Okay, there's assholes on both sides. Okay, like, let's be real. But like, what I mean, this is the problem, you guys. Okay, the reason that we have the violence we're going to be talking about is because of this rhetoric, as if like it's like, no, dude. Okay, no one is doing that stuff. Like this nonsense, man. Not a paid protester. Hey. The Confederacy lost, and then so did these guys. And this is just like that. Like, this is just like that. You're like, I mean, the Civil War is like a little bit more complex than comparing the Confederacy to, you know, this group over here. But it's a lot simpler to just laugh at you putting this red hat on the poster with these things. It's just so dumb, you know? And if it wasn't for all of this violence, you know, like this story right here that we're going to be looking at, I wouldn't care, dude. I just wouldn't care. But it's like there's like people getting like shot at and killed in one direction consistently, you know? So let's start right in on this. Now, let me tell you something though. If you are about to watch this incredible video that I have worked so passionately on and you have not subscribed to my channel, that just hurts, dude. Okay. If you don't mind subscribing to my channel, then that'd be cool. And if you don't mind liking this video, that would also be cool. All right. So let's get into the meat and bones of this thing, at least the first story, right? We'll finish, like I said, we'll finish with the Trump assassination thing, and but we're going to talk this right now. Okay. So New 38-year-old accountant Benjamin Michael Campbell arrested after allegedly opening fire on a MAGA supporter over a Trump sign, according to the Daily Mail. Campbell is accused of firing shots at 62-year-old Mark Thomas in North Carolina. According to Thomas, Campbell was driving on the road when he came to a screeching halt after seeing a TRUMP sign. I think we're back to like suppressing that word. Quote, he was driving along, saw the sign, slammed on his brakes, had a political trigger moment, and he just had to tear the sign down, Thomas said to the Daily Mail. He started reaching up on his tippy toes, trying to get to the edge of the sign. I just thought to myself, this is not happening. I don't believe this. Now, why is it funny that he referenced him having to get on his tippy toes? Okay. It's because the dude is tiny. He's a little guy. Okay. He's a riddle guy. He's 5'6". Okay. He's 5'6". That chick right there is 5'3". So he was mad. I'm just kidding. But he is they say he's 5'6". So he was very, very angry. Okay. But anyway, so I don't want to give away the video, but we'll get to it in a second. So, let me see. I don't believe this. So Thomas said he went outside and fired 2 warning shots, which they're in like rural North Carolina. You'll see on the video, which I assume means he shot a gun in the air. Now, listen, guys. Okay. Listen, I don't think that that's necessarily a great response, right? You don't need to shoot warning shots, although clearly the guy is on his property and he is like defacing, like the guy can hang whatever sign he wants, dude. This is America, son. Okay. The fact that you sit in your car listening to whatever you're listening to all day is not his problem, dude. That's like, private property rights. I know this guy probably thinks that private property is the worst thing that ever happened and we should definitely socialize everything and, let the government own everything and then just divvy it out as they see fair, because that's always worked out really nicely in communist countries. But you can't just go on another person's property that they own and start tearing things down, right? But anyway, the guy fires 2 warning shots, okay? So by this point, he had ripped the sign off and he just whipped it up and threw it down on the ground like he was proud of what he just did. I thought, holy smokes. Campbell then returned to his car and got a gun before. Campbell is the 5'6" guy, okay? Then returned to his car and got a gun before firing 5 to 6 rounds at Thomas. He fired 5 to 6 rounds as he was heading back down the driveway to the highway that passes in front of my place. Campbell, who was 5'6", was later arrested and charged with a Class C felony assault. He's facing 17 years in prison. So now, let's watch the video, okay? Check this out. So there he is. And like you can see, this is rural, man. And like the guy couldn't take it. Like this is like, look at where that sign is. Look at where that sign is. Let me make this bigger for you guys. That sign is like completely on someone else's property, obviously. He pulled over and walked across the street. Now, in a second, I'm going to show you the entire video of exactly what happened here. We also are going to be looking at the Trump assassination shortly, but first I need to show you a word from this sponsor, Prize Picks. We do 2 of them a week, every week, because it's football season and they are literally my #1 sponsor. If you support this channel, supporting them is a great way to do that. It's NFL time, and that means it's time for you to join Prize Picks. I don't understand what's daily fantasy. I'll explain that later. What you need to know right this second is that if you deposit $5 and put it in play, they will guarantee give you a free $50 regardless of whether or not you win with that $5 entry fee. Wait, I deposit $5 and I get $50 back regardless of whether I win. Yes, that's correct. So that'd be a 10x return guaranteed. Yeah, that's correct. So who wouldn't do that? I don't know, man. You tell me. Everybody is doing it. So tell us what else we get aside from $50 free. Well, you get to play the best daily fantasy game on the entire internet. Talk to me like a child and explain to me how to play. Prize Picks could not make this game more simple. You're going to pick which sport you want to play, and then you're going to start picking players that you're going to add to your roster. Then we're going to decide whether they're going to get more or less than the stat line provided by Prize Picks. We're going Shedeur Sanders, and we're going more because we are eternal optimists. Let's say you want to start small and you put $5 in play on your first roster. You can win up to $187.50. But if you're a big baller and you want to put, let's say, $50 in play, you can win up to $1,875. But let's say you are a big wallet gangster and you want to put $500 into a single roster. You can win up to $18,750 if all of your players deliver. Now, we also got some new features coming in with this new football season, and you're going to be able to play the same player up to 3 times with 3 different stat lines if you want. It's already live on Major League Baseball and WNBA. When you go to Prize Picks, you use the link in the description and you sign up and you use promo code JesseOnFire, you are going to get a free $50 once you put $5 in play. Use the link in the description, sign up using promo code JesseOnFire, put in $5 in play, and get your free $50 back. That's a 10x return. You are welcome. I love all of you guys. Let's go. Oh my God, I found a full video of this thing. So buckle up, you guys. Here is the video, okay? So here we go. MAGA supporter almost shot by leftist as gunfight erupts. Okay, so the dude walks across the street. Okay, you can see him there getting on his tippy toes because he's going to tear down that wall. What? He's going to tear down the sign. Okay, look at that. He gets a nice bigger. He rips it down with such fury. He has had it with these people who are trying to destroy the country. And there you go. You see him? Gun out the top. Gun out the sunroof. Firing at the guy. And now facing a lot of time in prison. 17 years, in fact. And just wait until I show you these articles because they are priceless. Okay, look at this, you guys. Look at this headline. Diminutive accountant stands on tiptoes to tear down Trump sign, then shoots up owner's house. Cops. Okay, so I was like, diminutive? What does that even mean, right? Hey, extremely or unusually small. It's just like everybody's just dunking on this guy. Everybody's dunking on this little guy. He's little. And look at him. He is furious. Okay. He is absolutely furious. I'm going to tell you a true story. So this guy, Benjamin Michael Campbell. Okay. I heard a story about this guy doing research on this story. I'm going to tell you in a second. But first, okay, let's actually go through this article that gives a little bit more context to this story, right? So the diminutive accountant is accused of becoming enraged at the sight of the Trump sign, ripping it down, shooting at the owner's house, caught on camera rampage. Okay, so like, this is the thing, okay? He only missed the owner by a couple feet, okay? And the guy, like there was a bullet hole in the guy's outside fridge, which is like 3 feet away from the guy, right? So Campbell, a married Atlanta native, was speeding down a highway in Nantahala, George, North Carolina, about 75 miles west of Asheville on September 6th when he suddenly came to a grinding halt. Saw this, yeah. Okay. The bottom line is, wait, where'd this go? So I found one bullet. Oh, there it is. I found a bullet hole in my refrigerator, feet away. Surveillance footage shows dirt flying in the air where other bullets struck his front yard. Dude, I didn't see that. Police responded to the scene, but by the time they arrived, Campbell had drove off. Days later, investigators became aware of a video of the confrontation Thomas shared on YouTube. Cops arrested Campbell on September 30th. They released a photograph of him standing beside a height chart this week, revealing his short stature. Why are they doing this to him, dude? Why are they dunking on his height so hard? Like, that's so great. I've never seen that before. It's not clear why he was in North Carolina that day. Thomas said that Trump banner actually belongs to his 87-year-old mother, who was pretty upset about the ordeal, but he plans to replace the stolen banner soon. We're not going to be intimidated. We're not going to have our signs up. We're going to have our signs up if we want them. And no little gnome-looking guy is going to interfere with our support of the president. That is... So he got charged with felonious assault with a deadly weapon and intent to kill or inflict serious injury, discharging a firearm to incite fear, and willing and wanton injury to personal property. He was extradited to Swain County, and he's out on $70,000 bond. Now, I know everybody wants to hear about Trump, the assassination attempt, but we're going to go through this real quick first. Okay, just an Epstein story real quick, and then also the people who are trying to incite violence at the at the thing. This is why this keeps happening, guys. This is not really a joke. Like, that guy's a joke. The little, the little garden gnome is a joke. But watch this. Okay.
We got to turn around the guns on this fascist system. These ICE agents got to get shot and wiped out. The state machinery, that's a full display right there, has to get wiped out.
We need to turn the guns on the ICE agents, and we need to wipe them out. Hey, guys. Do you understand what would happen if all of a sudden the right was doing this? You know, like, do you understand what would happen if it was us doing this? Like if all of a sudden this is how radical, like this is how radicalized we got. You know, the thing is that it would never happen. You know what I mean? Like they tested us they tested us during 2020, the pandemic, all of that. If there was ever tyranny where we were going to like turn and like revolute, you know what I mean? Like and get violent, that would have been it. But you know what's funny about that is, you know who was violent during the pandemic? The left. The left is violent when, I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Okay. We're the ones trying to uphold society. Okay. Now check this out. This woman is mocking Charlie's death. Okay. So this woman is making horrific gestures about Charlie at the No Kings rally, and she is a Chicago public schools teacher.
Hey, you ever heard of Ozempic, you fat ass?
Yeah, she's a gem. So apparently Lucy Martinez from the Chicago schools. So she's finished probably. Although I guess there's plausible deniability. You know what I mean? Now it is rare. Okay. It is actually rare where I find common ground with the Midas touch guys. Right. And I wouldn't even necessarily consider this to be that. Right. But check this out. So someone clipped this portion of the Midas touch show. Okay. And if you don't remember them, I will remind you exactly who they are shortly. Okay. So check this out. Okay. This is Epstein survivor Lisa Phillips shares her story. Now, obviously, everyone is aligned on the fact that we want the Epstein survivors to get their story out. We want to know exactly who participated in this. Okay. Everybody, including Trump, if it's Trump. Now there's a million indicators that he was not involved. And these guys are trying to ride this dead horse, you know, that like, oh yeah, Trump was definitely a pedophile. It's like, okay, they're just like not listening to the actual people who would be in the know. But nonetheless, I want you to listen to her, and I will show you why I'm showing you this also.
Well, really for me, it's just because people are so confused about what's going on. Not only us survivors are still confused, but like the transparency, like what is really going on. Everyone makes it about Trump and Epstein. Okay, maybe there's something there, and about Epstein, but it's about this whole ring of men. The only person in jail is Ghislaine, a woman. So
Yes. So what are we getting from that? We're getting that there's an entire ring of them still out there, no one facing any consequences. And the survivor says, maybe there's something there, dismissive, right? Everybody in the know, right? All of the Florida victims, the Florida victim's attorney, he said, Trump's the only person who helped. He's the only person who returned my call and actually helped us build the case against Epstein, right? Nonetheless, continuing on, more important than that, in my opinion, is let's find the people who did participate.
There are all the other men that were benefiting and profiting from all of this. That's what makes me upset, because us survivors, we know that they were there. We saw them. We know that we're royalty, princes, very powerful people in academia and tech, and we saw them at parties. They knew what was going on. Why aren't they exposed? And people say, well, why are you speaking out now? Well, we're pissed off now because nothing has happened. And yeah, it's just a frustrating thing for me. So I'm at the point where it's like, I'm at my wit's end standing on Capitol Hill. It was more just like, look, I'm not going to sit up here and just tell my sob story like everybody else is. We need to do something about it. You think you have the power? I mean, you don't think that we have the power too? You don't think that we understand what's going on here? So it was really just to say, you need to do something, because we also have the power.
Yep. And again, I give credit to anybody who platforms these survivors. I would be happy to platform survivors that I can verify actually, you know, are like, you know, real survivors. I've seen a couple people on a couple shows where I'm like, did she just say Moloch? And, you know, I'm like, come on, dude. Come on. Moloch, really? Okay, like, I'm not saying that that's not real. I'm saying something tells me they wouldn't have just shared that information with the 14-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, that feels like something you probably saw on the internet, and now I am, you know, questioning your credibility. And I apologize in advance if that person was telling the truth. But nonetheless, right, here's why I'm showing you that, right? So here's Midas Touch, okay? Somehow Midas Touch is just like, wow, 51,000 views in 41 minutes about about Trump loses his mind after Kimmel airs this image. Really. 1 hour ago, Trump runs scared in court and goes after Comey lawyer. This is like literally this channel is for genuinely mentally ill psychopaths who can do nothing except think about Trump. Like I'm telling you, the guy who tore down the sign, he watches this channel for sure. Okay. So they are somehow the number one show on planet Earth. I can't even imagine like how that's possible. And I would imagine that they are either getting, I don't even want to speculate, but I just wanted to show you this. So that episode is right here. Okay. So you saw her, right? Like you saw her addressing the Trump involvement. Very dismissive, very clearly not like, which is like, maybe there's something there, whatever. But what did they title that video? Survivor steps forward to expose all as Trump hides files. You're like, so it really seems like your heart's in the right place, you fucking scumbags. You know what I mean? Every single video. Like try to imagine how you could possibly come up with like 16 or 17 videos a day. And there is nothing except for bad story about Trump. Like it's insane. The amount of videos this one, Trump in utter panic as protests sweep the entire nation. They get 1 million views on that shit. It's insane. Okay. I've watched their content. Do you have any idea how much more talented I am than anybody on their channel? I mean, like, honestly, in terms of like, hey, watchability. And we know there's more of us than there are of them. So, something tells me if you really got into the weeds on where these views are coming from, you might find some shifty business. I'm just saying would be my guess. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and look at the headline story, though, of Trump, the foiled assassination attempt. Check this out. So FBI investigates hunting stand with line of sight to Trump's Air Force One exit area at Palm Beach Airport. Secret Service agents found suspicious elevated stand during advanced security preparations before Trump's arrival. Okay. Now, keep in mind, guys, Charlie Kirk just got murdered. If everybody thinks that's like, it's over. Yeah, that's over. It's like, are you sure? Like, because there's a lot of questions around that entire incident. Now, you find a suspicious hunting stand with direct line of sight where President Trump exits Air Force One at the Palm Beach International Airport. So agents found the stand on Thursday, and the FBI is now leading an investigation into the discovery. FBI Director Kash Patel said the hunting stand has not yet been connected to any individual. Prior to the president's return to West Palm Beach, USS United States Secret Service discovered what appeared to be an elevated hunting stand within sight line of Air Force One's landing zone, Patel told Fox News Digital. No individuals were located at the scene. The FBI has since taken the investigatory lead, flying in resources to collect all evidence from the scene and deploying our cell phone analytic capabilities. I mean, I got to be honest, dude. I just read this and I'm like, why would you put on here where he's landing Air Force One? I'm like, I didn't know he was landing there. Okay. They're working closely there. Okay, so this is apparently the perch that someone built. Okay, are you trying to tell me there's no hunting there, guys? Like, this is not an area where there's any hunting at all. And someone discovered a stand built into this tree with direct line of sight at where Air Force One lands. I don't think, listen, if you think that this guy is just like on cruise control and there's no one out to try to get him, you're out of your mind. Who would want to kill Charlie Kirk that would not also want to kill the big guy? You know what I mean? Just think about it like that. Because the answer is no one. Okay? Anyone, like, you got 50% of Democrats who want him dead. 50% of Democrats said they would be happy if he died. 50%. The president of the United States. Hey, but it's probably not, probably not because of this, Probably not because every single channel that you turn to is this. Every single video, every single channel. Okay, while we are not able to provide details about the specific items or their intent, the incident underscores the importance of our layered security measures. And you guys remember, right? This dude, Ryan Ruth, after he got convicted, he tried to put himself down with a pencil in his neck. anytime I even bring up someone putting themselves down, my video gets age restricted now. So I just, to forget that I even said that, he got convicted and he just, he had a really serious itch on his neck that he was trying to get to with a pencil. So anyway, he tried to put him down. He tried to put Trump down too. And I think he challenged Trump to a fight. Generally speaking, these are people who are very dangerous and crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this.